Welcome to the Pulse of Spokane. Join us for the latest in news, views, and conversation with community leaders. The Pulse of Spokane is brought to you in part by Homes for You and CW Crates and Pallets. Now, put your finger on the Pulse of Spokane.
Welcome to the Pulse of Spokane. Kent Adams here. It's the 24th of April. Can you believe it? We're really a week away from the 1st of March. That's almost hard to believe. Hey, we've got a great lineup today. I hope you stay for the whole program. Chud, Wendle, and Jessica Laughery from the Hutton Settlement. And there's something going on. And I remember when it started, because it started 100 years ago. I was there. Yes, we'll be talking about that. They've got some great stories. I've had the chance to go out there a couple times and see the facility, and they're doing wonderful things. So we'll talk about that. Mike Orman with Mike's Mowers. We're going to cut through the grass and have some fun and talk about that today. And then Tom Moore, United Country Real Estate, will be here to talk about his several businesses next on the Pulse of Spokane.
The following is sponsored by our friends and community supporters at McNeese Wheeler Attorneys. McNeese Wheeler is a boutique law firm in Spokane, handling matters in both Washington and Idaho. Areas of law include business law, wills, trusts and estates, family law, personal injury and wrongful death, and real estate matters. For your full-service legal needs, contact McNeese Wheeler Attorneys.
I'm Nikki Butler, and I'm a regional manager for STCU. My lunch buddy is Nicole.
I'm Brandy Schloss. I'm a regional manager at STCU. My lunch buddy is Angelina. She's grown up with me. I've grown up with her. To see her graduate will be a lot of fun.
Brandy and I have been lunch buddies since the girls were in 2nd grade. It's great that STCU provides me with the opportunity to be part of Reach for the Future. We are committed to the children. We're committed to our community. I'm Nikki.
I'm Brandy.
And STCU is here for good.
This is River Ridge Frame Shop, called Frame It Today, where we can take your art, customize it, and get it ready to hang on the wall. Here at River Ridge Hardware, 2803 West Garland.
Well, welcome back. And I've been instructed by my producer that I said next week is March 1st. No, let's not go back to March because we were just getting out of all the snow. It's May 1st, and much better. As we get, May is a great time in Spokane because there's the Lilac Parade and everything else going on. I'm pleased to welcome Chud Wendle. Everybody knows Chud Wendle. You're related to that Wendle Ford and all of that, aren't you?
That is in my past.
In your past.
And I really take claim to Carol Wendle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, we all do.
Yeah.
She and I go way back when she was on school board and everything else. A great mentor, great friend, great person in terms of children in our community.
Yeah.
So you've got big shoes to follow,
Big
don't
shoes.
you? Yeah, you do.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jessica Laughery, did I say it right?
Yep.
Oh, right. Oh, right. There's hope. If it's not Adams or Smith, Chud is even difficult to remember. But that's named after your grandfather, isn't it?
It is, yes.
Yeah. So there's a little bit of history there. Yeah. Hey, this is a big year. It's the centennial, and for those of you who can't count on your hand and fingers, that means 100 years of the Hutton Settlement. That is it. Levi Hutton started. Mm-hmm. Really, at the urging of his wife from before, right? She had talked about helping kids and so forth.
Yeah.
A little history.
So a little history. You jump in at any time. Levi was an orphan himself.
Wow. Okay.
So he grew up. He grew up without parents, and he grew up without options to really have a life of opportunity. He was 3rd grade educated. And after 3rd grade, his aunt and uncle had provided kinship care to him. So he went to his aunt and uncle after he lost his parents, And they didn't give him the option of education. They gave him the option, one option, and that was to work the farm.
Yeah.
From that point on, I think the dream was planted, and he thought,
Pun intended.
Pun intended.
Yeah. Okay.
How can we, how can we do something that will provide that option for kids like him?
Yes.
Orphans.
Yes.
And so
And there were few options then too. Really,
yeah,
weren't there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so for him, he kept that close to his chest, and he understood what it meant to work. He developed a work ethic, which led him into the Northern Pacific Railroad as an engineer. And that job landed him in Wallace, Idaho.
Okay.
And in Wallace is where he met his wife, May Arkwright.
Right.
But also in Wallace is where he was able to fulfill that dream by he and May pooled all their reserves. He married May and pooled their reserves into what's called the Hercules Mine.
Okay.
And right at the turn of the 20th century, 1901, they struck it rich.
Okay.
And what did he do? First thing, he wanted to build a home, not an institution, a home to provide kids like him.
What a
an opportunity to
wonderful
grow up.
objective.
So,
You know, because oftentimes when you get those first riches, you think about yourself, and these days your bigger home or second or third home and cars and everything else. So, Jessica, you've been involved now for a couple months, and you walked right into the centennial. How are you doing? Are you living through the days right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a lot of exciting things planned.
Yeah. What are something's tomorrow?
Yeah, we have an event tomorrow. As far as public events, our first one will be May 4th. So
Okay.
it's the Saturday before Bloomsday.
Okay.
So just following the Marmot March, we'll be having a free carousel day.
Yes.
So 11 to 1 o'clock on the 4th.
Okay.
We're providing carousel rides for anybody that wants to come down and learn a little bit about the Hutton Settlement.
Okay, great. So what kinds of things will you be telling them on the 4th?
Yeah, I think our goal this year is especially to make sure the community understands the scope of impact that Hutton has had on the lives of thousands of kids in that 100 years. So for 100 years, we've been providing, that hope, opportunity, and life to kids in our own community.
You've got a great legacy out there for those 100 years of alumni who come back, who support, who even work there, right?
Yes.
Talk about some of that, because I think that's very unique, and it says a lot about Hutton Settlement.
Well, and we have story after story, just a couple stories.
Yeah.
One is a gentleman named Bob Baker. Bob's 92 years old. He grew up at Hutton Settlement. He still farms. He still has exotic animals. But what he really did is he planted this sense of hope out at Hutton.
Okay.
He wanted the children that went through Hutton, that graduated from Hutton, to have this thought that they could go on to college. So he seeded and endowed a scholarship fund.
Wow.
That's just one alumni. And another one that grew up at Hutton felt his calling was to come back and care for future generations and future Hutton children.
Where does that come from? From the experience there, you think would be part of it, but how much of that comes from the legacy of Levi, of people endowing the going on to college and so forth, that I'm sure they knew about that, didn't they?
I mean, his legacy is unbelievable, and it's alive.
Permeates everything,
It
doesn't it?
permeates everything.
Yeah.
But what he did back in 1919 when we opened it said, what is this going to look like in 250 years? That's a long time.
Yes.
But how do you do that? I mean, how do you fund that? Well, he did it. He set up an endowment, and he made sure that it was almost as foolproof, bulletproof.
Right.
That this mission was set from 1919 on, and to protect it, he funded it through an endowment.
Wow.
That is amazing. And so, yes,
So it still works today, doesn't it?
It works.
Works
And it's
for you.
contagious for, like Bob.
Yes.
He saw that, and now he wants to fund, the future for our kids.
Gosh, that's great. What about some other stories of some of your maybe recent grads? Where are they?
Why don't you share about Kyle?
Yeah.
Recent grad.
Okay.
So we have 5.
The hard part is you've got so many success stories. Okay,
Yeah.
I get that. Okay.
Yeah, we have 5 students that are graduating this year, and
Okay.
when we have 32 kids in residence, 5 is a big number.
Yeah.
So it'll be sad to have so many kids move on, but they're a class of kids that will go out and just make their marks in the world. And one of them is a valedictorian from West Valley High School.
Oh my gosh.
Scored just close to perfect on his SAT and ACT scores.
Oh my
and
gosh.
just got into the University of Washington. So
Oh wow.
Kyle's going to go to the West Side.
Well, there's some crazy people come from there, but yeah.
Make us proud. And I think, each one of them have a very different skill set,
Yes.
a different story, but have the resilience there that has been developed through their hardships, and then
Right.
going through, the programs that we offer at Hutton has made them who they are. So we have full confidence that they'll go out and rock it.
And you don't just send them off to the world and say good luck, do you? What kind of follow-up do you do?
Family doesn't end at 18. It doesn't
Okay.
end at 30.
Yeah.
Each
And
one of us.
unfortunately, in foster care, we see a lot of the life ends at 18, and good luck, you're out there, unfortunately. But you don't let that happen.
No, so we have a formalized program. So 18 to 24 are on an active case management check-in. So we work with the kids through that transitional period.
Yes.
But it also means coming home at Christmas, or when you're on summer break, where do you go? You go home.
Yes.
And the settlement is home for so many kids, so it's chaos in the holidays.
Yeah, but a good chaos,
It's
isn't
good
it?
chaos, yes.
Yeah,
So, whether they're 5, 17, 25, or 50, if you lived at the Hutton Settlement and you wanted to pick up the phone and say, I need help, the doors are open.
Wow, that's terrific, because we kind of do that with all of our parents as we go out there. But if we don't have parents handy, who do we ask a question of, or who do we turn to for advice and so forth? We've been lucky with our own parents and so forth, and that has helped as we've gone through life and have our kids and their grandkids, and you've got kids that are off going places.
Moving on too.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Are they? You still have one at home?
Almost one. We have
Almost.
a senior in high school.
Okay, I
that
thought
graduates, so
one
we'll be
was,
down to one
was
next
close.
year.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Where's your senior in high school going?
Boise State.
Oh, okay.
It's not sitting well with our Wendle family, but we're going to go with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's his choice, right?
It's his choice, and he's excited.
Oh,
So we're behind him.
that's great.
Yeah.
How can people get more information about what's going on? Because you've got several events going on, right? And then there's always, and we have to have you back this year for the Christmas tree sale, right? We missed it.
would
We
love to
missed
come
it
back
this
too, yeah.
last
Yeah.
year. Okay, but how can people get more information about the great story and what's going on now?
We have a lot of information on the website.
Okay.
So we've got social media and our website. We're updating consistently. We have
Yeah.
a tab that says 100-Year Legacy.
Yeah.
So we'll put the schedule. We have the Carousel Day.
Yep.
And then in the summer, July 19th, 20th, we have a alumni reunion open
fun.
house. We'll be joined by Babe Ruth's granddaughter.
Oh, really? Okay.
And then in the fall, we have a play being shown at the Spokane Civic Theater.
Yes.
On the main stage.
Yes, and then you've done something with KSPS TV.
Yes, and they're
for
doing-
this fall, I think,
Yeah,
right?
a Northwest Profile on Hutton Settlement,
Right,
and it's
right.
been fun to work with them.
Yeah. You've had to put up with my friend and your friend Tom MacArthur, haven't you?
Tom, I'm going to call a family member now.
Yeah, good.
Yes.
Put him to
Yeah.
work, okay?
Well, he's working.
He's a good
Yeah.
he's a good guy,
Yeah.
and does a lot of great things for the
Yeah.
community. This is great. Come back. Let's bring some of your students and kids in this summer and so forth, and keep us posted. I keep seeing the Facebook postings of the carousel. I think you started putting that out a couple weeks ago, and so forth, and it's a great story. If you haven't had a chance to visit the campus, you need to do that this year. This would be a good year to go see what's going on. So keep up the good work, both of you.
Thank you,
And your
Dennis.
staff. You've got a great staff. One of your staff members was recognized by Congress.
Yeah, as Mentor of the Year.
Yeah, no, not bad.
Pretty cool.
Not bad, from
Yeah,
Spokane,
he is.
Washington.
I'm 100% behind this guy.
All
He's a
right,
mentor.
yes, he's
Thank you, Ken.
been on. So yes, great guy. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back, and we're going to mow your lawn, or we're going to fix your mower after this.
The economy is getting stronger. Banks are lending again, and interest rates are at historic lows. Now is a great time to buy your dream home. The caring and knowledgeable professionals at Homes for You have been helping people just like you for over 20 years. They take the time to listen to what you want and will help you find just the right home in Washington or Idaho. Real estate is what we do at Homes for You, 928-5782, or visit online at homes4uspokane.com.
Welcome to a new kind of talk show, Spokane Talks, where you find news, views, and conversations that include respect for opinions, facts, and diversity.
Spokane Talks, Saturdays at 8 a.m. on Fox 28.
O'Brien Logistics would like to invite you to try our local and regional transportation services. With Sprinter vans, lift gates, hot shot flatbeds, and expedited services, our people are ready to step in and help with your transportation needs. Our services are 24/7, 365, and we are trained and prepared to handle air cargo and Canadian shipments. Give us a call at 208-305-2311 or visit our website at o'brienlogistics.net. That's OBRIEN logistics.net.
Well, welcome back. Mike Orman from Mike's Mowers. And I was thinking when we first talked, which was several months ago,
Yes, sir.
and we talked, and my first thinking was, okay, you mow people's lawns. But that's not quite accurate. You corrected me, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what do you do?
Well, we fix and repair
Okay.
all sorts.
So when I screw up my mower,
Yeah.
that's where I take it, right?
Correct. We'll
Okay.
take care of
How
you.
many of us are doing that these days? A lot?
Not as many.
Oh, really?
Not as many. It's become just throw it away and buy a new one.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we're in that kind of for so many things today. TVs, you name it, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
So
But what's
it's-
the value of fixing a good one, right?
Well, it saves putting stuff in the dump,
Yeah.
for one. And, you know, it employs local people.
Right, right.
And, you know, it's just good for the environment as well. So
Yeah.
it's an all-around good thing.
Yeah. Now tell me how you got involved in this. Because not everybody fixes mowers, right?
Yeah, it's not something I originally intended on doing.
Okay.
It just kind of happened. I was working down for Oregon Department of Forestry, doing stuff for them, and
Okay.
happened to be mechanically inclined and started fixing stuff for their crews that went out and did forestry stuff, you know, cleaning and
Right,
brush cleanup
right.
after fires and all that stuff. Kind of liked it. Had a background in automotive from SEC.
Okay.
And came up here, took some more classes, got a couple degrees, and
All right.
did the business thing.
Yeah. Well, you've been doing this for what, a couple of years? 4
Yeah,
years?
we've been there 4 years.
Now, whereas you've been there, where is been there?
Yes, sir. Right up in Hilliard, 50, and right across the street from Hilliard Tire.
Okay, okay.
On Market Street.
Okay.
Yeah, 53,
That's a pretty
21.
easy place to get to,
Oh, yeah.
really,
Oh, yeah.
isn't it? You know, from the
Oh, yeah.
north side and from even the south side.
Yeah, it's very accessible.
Yeah, yeah.
It's really accessible.
What's the most common problem you have to fix?
The gas that we have is not the greatest.
Oh,
So that ethanol does not like smaller motors.
really?
So
Okay.
a lot of people end up leaving the gas in their machines over the winter.
Yes.
And it gets all gummed up.
That's a
and doesn't
no-no,
work.
isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what do
Yes,
you
sir.
do? You coming up to winter, what do you do?
Best thing to do is just, you know, run them out of gas.
Okay, okay.
So that way you don't have to worry about it and it's taken care of on that
Because you're
level.
probably putting it in a shed or in the basement or something where you don't want to have gas sitting in there anyway, right?
sir. Yes,
yeah.
sir.
Okay, it's the season and people are starting to get out there and mow right now.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. What would be a couple of tips in terms of getting ready for the season?
Definitely. It's just like the oil in your car. You got to change it every 3,000 miles in your car.
Okay.
Well, in your mowers, it's just once a season.
Okay.
You know, bring it in. We'll change your oil, spark
Okay.
plug, air filter, sharpen your blades, all that
Now,
stuff.
how long does that take? Leave it there a couple days?
It all depends on how many people are in front of you.
Okay, yeah, okay. I
Yeah.
get it.
So
yeah.
the people that come in earlier, we can get you in and out quickly.
Okay, so
Now,
that-
if you wait till...
That's a hint, right?
yeah, get it in
I
early.
love it.
Exactly.
I love
exactly.
it.
So,
I love it.
yeah.
Okay, so the tune-up for an average mower, meaning a gas power, and that's mainly the ones you work on, I would
Yes,
assume.
sir.
Some electrical at times?
No,
Not
no,
really?
no, we
That's
don't.
kind of a
We
whole
don't work
different
on those.
breed.
Yes, sir.
And do we have that many electrical?
It's
Electric
not really
ones?
a thing yet. They're not
No.
very good at like longevity.
Yeah. So I bring in my standard one because I've got an average size yard. What's it going to cost me to have you bring it up and tune it and
Yeah.
sharpen it and everything else?
Yes, sir. It was 59.
Okay.
It's got to be 69 now with the minimum wage increase and all that.
Oh
fun
yeah,
stuff.
welcome
Yes,
to
sir.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the effect on small business, right?
yeah. So it's $69 plus your air filter because some air filters are cheaper. Or more
Yes,
expensive.
right. Yeah, I think I
Yeah.
get that when I'm getting my oil changed on my car and stuff
Indeed.
too. When they want to do the blower one and stuff
Yes,
like that.
oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's always something that has to be replaced.
Always.
Always. They always find something, right? Yeah. Even though I kind of knew it, but still, okay.
Yeah.
What else do you do there? Just basically mowers?
Well, we do mowers, riders, weed eaters,
Okay.
Chainsaws, hedge trimmers, aerators,
Oh,
anything
I like
with
the,
a small
the chainsaws and so forth.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
so as people get ready this summer and fall to go get their wood ready and
Yeah,
everything else,
yeah.
it would be smart to come in and get it.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely on the chainsaws. I can do full rebuilds. Like I said, I worked at a steel shop for a couple years.
Okay.
And yeah, chainsaws are a really good thing for the winter.
Yeah.
So.
What do you like most about doing this? You obviously, I can tell just from your attitude and when we talked on the phone that you like going to work.
Well, yeah, because well, for one, working for yourself is a lot better than working for somebody.
Yeah.
But it's the accomplishment,
Yeah.
and then you see people and you're doing a job for the community and
Yeah.
you're serving a purpose. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And there's not a lot of people left that even do it. Like a lot of customers come in, they're like, I didn't even know I could fix my mower.
Yes, well, I think because the Home Depots and everybody else are trying to sell the new one, you know,
Correct.
yeah,
Correct.
and so forth. But
Yeah.
that isn't necessary if you can fix it, right?
Correct.
Okay, let's tell people again where you are and how they can get in touch with you.
Oh yeah, it's the address is 5321 North Market Street.
Okay.
The phone number is 509-413-2647, and then you can just Google us on the internet, Mike's Mowers.
Okay.
And we're all over the place.
Okay, now what days of the week are you there?
Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 6, and then Saturdays 9 to 4.
Okay, welcome to running a small business,
Yes,
right,
sir.
Mike?
Yes,
yeah.
sir. 7 days a week.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Yeah, what do you do on the seventh day? You
Work.
make up for the rest of the.
Correct.
Yeah, and try to catch up a little bit.
Indeed.
Right.
Spend some time
Well,
with the kids.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, great. This is kind of fun, and I was surprised to find out that people fix mowers anymore. So I learned a lot, and I hope our viewers did too.
Me too.
So, all right. Thank you for coming in.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you very
all
much.
Right. All right. We're
All
going to
right.
take a quick break, and we're going to talk with Tom Moore with the United Country Real Estate right after this.
To help you be safe, Washington state law requires you to call 811 2 full business days before you plan, for example, to dig, drill, plow, pull from, or pound anything into the ground. Be prepared to provide the operator with the correct address, cross street, and the description of your work. You must mark the dig area with white paint. The operator will inform you of the utilities notified of your impending excavation. Wait for all their marks. Be safe and dig with care.
The economy is getting stronger. Banks are lending again, and interest rates are at historic lows. Now is a great time to buy your dream home. The caring and knowledgeable professionals at Homes for You have been helping people just like you for over 20 years. They take the time to listen to what you want and will help you find just the right home in Washington or Idaho. Real estate is what we do at Homes for You, 928-5782, or visit online at homes4uspokane.com.
Welcome back, Tom Moore, one of my new best friends.
Yeah, that's right. We have a lot in common, right?
Yeah, we did. We have. I was telling my wife and others. I said I met my new best friend the other day because we met our wives in the same process at high school and
right.
those kinds of
That's
things.
right.
You work for the Coles family, and
Yes, I did.
And I mean, it's just. Small world, isn't it?
Absolutely,
You know,
absolutely,
like we
yeah.
can't get into too much mischief because
That's
the
right.
next person
That's
knows.
Right. It was fun catching up with you last week and
Yeah,
and
yeah.
hearing all about this, the similar paths that we have taken.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Anyways, I appreciate you bringing me on.
Oh,
today.
good to
I've
have
been
you.
excited about it, and I got some people tuning in.
Yeah.
We
better behave ourselves.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Oh,
which
boy.
is one of my challenges. We'll get to
Well,
a little bit later.
Following me, good luck with that,
Sometimes
right?
I don't
right.
have the filter.
Yeah.
We call it ruining the game. I do it a lot.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well,
Anyways.
the nice thing is we can say whatever we want. We're not over the air, so we don't have all of those rules. But we try to stick to them as much as possible. So don't call me a meathead or something like that. Tom, because I found your history fascinating. So walk through a little bit of what you've done in the past to get us to what you're doing now, because you've got several irons in the fire.
Yeah.
But a little history. So how do you got
Too
there?
many at times.
Yeah, I
depending
hear
on
you.
who you're talking to. But
Yeah.
so born in Wisconsin.
Okay.
My folks moved out in the early '80s out to Coeur d'Alene. My dad got a biology and wildlife degree from Stevens Point.
Okay.
That's where I was born. My sister and him and my folks moved out here. Well, how life takes you down different paths.
Oh, yes.
He started teaching biology. at Coeur d'Alene High School, and then went on to get his principalship, and now he's the superintendent over in Great Falls, Montana.
Oh, nice.
He just started in that position, and
good.
yeah, we're proud of him. And
yes,
he's done
wonderful.
quite a bit. Yeah, but anyway, so grew up here, Coeur d'Alene High School,
Yeah.
Coeur d'Alene Vikings. I got to go back to my Wisconsin roots though.
Okay.
Lifelong Packers fans.
Okay.
Fan. I love the fan.
Yeah, we just lost half our audience.
I know, that's all right. I'm sorry, but and then the Chicago Cubs, my two favorite teams. I just
Yeah. Well,
anyways,
I get it. I grew up in Los Angeles, so Dodgers are mine.
Midwest roots, and I still have family. We have a family cottage up in Door County, northern Wisconsin.
I totally get it.
Yeah,
I totally get it.
Grew up here. I got into a forestry class in high school, and it was advanced forestry. My parents' friend, Lori Frank, was a teacher. Awesome lady, super good. I hope she's doing well. And I fell in love with it. We were working with like foresters in the industry that would come out and teach us things, and I was like, this is it. I was on the fence. Am I going to the military? I was like, me and my best friend Mark, who I need to reach out to, miss him. Anyways. We were going to go in the Coast Guard, and it didn't feel right.
Okay.
So I went, found out, I had a connection. Fred Aiken, my good buddy TJ Aiken, was building roads for these guys, logging roads for the coals for Inland Empire Paper Company.
Right.
So taking my little experience I had in this forestry class, I put a resume together. My dad helped me put it together, and I applied for a summer
creative writing,
summer internship with Inland Empire Paper Company. Dennis Parent or Carl Sostrom actually hired me, and I worked there for 4 summers.
Wow!
While I was going to U of I. So go Vandals.
Yes.
Met some amazing friends. But go back to my. I met my wife. We were friends in high school. We had a good group of friends, and we started dating about the 3 months before we were done, and we went down to U of I together. She went on to get her master's in wildlife biology from University of Montana. Go Grizz.
Okay.
You're
getting them all in, aren't you?
She's wicked smart. I mean, she's an amazing woman. She's smart. She's an awesome mom, awesome daughter.
Yeah.
I've been blessed to have shared 20 years, which over half my life with my best friend, and we've had our challenges just like any
we all do.
We're dealing with them, and we have 2 amazing kids, Hattie and Griffin. Hattie's 6, vibrant, smart,
so
curious.
After mom,
huh?
She takes after mom.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, that's where they get their looks too. And then my boy Griffin is going to be 5 in June. And he's such an amazing kid. He's brave, and he's sensitive, and he's funny, and he tells jokes. He's just a good guy. I mean, I'm blessed, man.
Yes,
I really am.
You are.
And then I have an amazing family. My in-laws, my father-in-law, and my mother-in-law, Susie and Bob, and my brother-in-laws, and their extended family. I've been so blessed.
Wow.
All around. And then my family, my grandparents, my grandma June's probably my mom, those are the 2, and my wife are my women, and now Hattie too. But so
well, good for you. That is nice.
Forestry degree, right out of college. Basically, I was hoping to go work for the coals, but that didn't quite work out. So I did some seasonal stuff, and then landed with Stimson Lumber Company out of Coeur d'Alene, and had a really cool boss, Tom Warden and Greg Stern.
You trained him well, both of them, right?
They're just good men, good guys. We had a lot of fun. Worked with some really cool colleagues and learned a lot. And ended up taking over a big block of ground, like 30 to 40,000 acres, and one big contiguous block.
Okay.
And started working with contractors, and they started seeing, hey, this kid's got some negotiating skills, and he's hardworking, and he knows his stuff. And so a logger out of St. Mary's, big logger, Bob Danielson, reached out to me to come be his woods boss, forester, negotiate, and just kind of run his crews for him.
Right.
So I moved down, me and Barb bought a house in Coeur d'Alene. I got an apartment in St. Mary's, and she was over at grad school in her own apartment in Missoula. And so that was the craziest year of my life. I got about 2 hours of sleep a day.
Yeah.
I was meeting log trucks. I was getting yelled at. I was getting fights picked with me with our contractors. But I met some amazing people in St. Mary's. St. Mary's is one of those places where it's like,
yes,
they're such good people, and
it
they
seems
have,
like a nice community,
and they have just solid roots, and just they allow people to come in and they take them in like their family, and so I love that area. I love the St. Joe. I've spent so many years with my best friend Mark and his family, the Dread Key crew, hunting up there, and have amazing, and fly fishing's my number one. My dad taught me at a young age, had me in the backyard with a fly pole with some yarn on it.
Oh boy.
And that's my go-to. I mean, I love hunting.
Yes.
But
when you need to get away from it and
fly fishing is
get in
my
your
therapy.
own world,
Yeah.
right? Right.
Yeah. Beyond normal therapy, it's my it's my therapy in the summertime, and I'm excited about all the opportunities.
It's coming up, isn't it?
So did that for a year, and then that was enough. We left on good terms. I've never left a job, and that's something I want to instill on. Everybody is not burning bridges.
Isn't that the truth?
It is, and it's not hard to do. It's not hard to do if you can leave your ego at home.
Right, right.
But so me and my friend Zach Wood went to U of I together. We interned at Inland Empire Paper Company together. We started a consulting business right at the start of the recession.
Oh, good timing.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
Well, it actually was, because we took off right out of the gate. I mean, we had a few short, couple months.
Yes.
But then we just started getting more contracts. We developed a relationship with Potlatch Corporation down in St. Mary's, and their foresters. And they started giving us more and more, and pretty soon we're laying out all their timber harvest sales. We're laying out roads for them. We're designing road systems, logging systems, running their planting crews, like 3.5 million trees, that's
a few toothpicks,
working 7 days a week, working with awesome Hispanic crews. Those guys work so hard, and I have an amazing amount of respect for the Hispanic guys. They're just hardworking guys. Anyway, so we did that for 3 years, and then when my wife and I started talking about getting married and having kids, I was traveling a lot. I was living out of a tent, which was awesome. It was awesome. I mean, I was working
but that gets
hard.
old when you're married and want to have kids.
Yeah, exactly. And then so Ken McClintock was the manager at Forest Capital Partners in Coeur d'Alene, and they own 2.5 million acres. They took down a lot of the Boise ground up in northeastern Washington. So they had 2.5 million acres across the world, and they brought me in as a forester to manage a block of ground and manage the property for clients. So these are endowment funds or school endowment funds or private money that they own the timberland, and we manage it for them for a management fee. And then there's a real estate component of that. It's called HBU, higher better use land sales, that are how the clients get all their returns.
Yes.
It's pretty interesting. That was the coolest, introduction. I never thought in forestry school that I would be like sitting in a position learning about
real estate,
doing discounted cash flow finance. I mean, I used to thought I was horrible at math. I just wasn't doing the right math. Once I got into finance and statistics and those kind of equations, discount rates, it's like, I geek out on it. that and tax law,
Well, that might be the place we differ, okay? Because I'm not good at it.
I like saving people money and having them maintain wealth, and I have some awesome programs that I've executed now, and more that we're going to do.
I'm learning more.
Help people change their lives and their kids' lives and their grandchildren's lives.
Right.
And, I'm so inspired right now. So, Force Capital, and then. They offered me they got bought out by John Hancock, the insurance company.
Okay.
They offered me a harvesting manager position. So I would have been in charge of the entire timber harvest on 130,000 acres or something at the time. And it was a great offer.
Right.
I would have been working for David Gabrielson, who's an amazing man, mentor of mine, just a good person. Anyways, so I called Paul Buckland over at Inland Empire Paper Company. He was kind of my mentor
when you were in
college, and young, because he was a young forester and he had a degree from U of M and all that. I called him and I said, hey, look, they're offering me a job and I'm going to probably take it, but I just wanted to see if there's any chance, because there was a guy by the name of Pete Reed, also a great man. He retired after like 34 or 37 years at Inland Empire Paper Company, which I'll get to about the coals and what they're doing over there. If we have time.
Yeah, I was going to say, okay, we're going to be here till 5.
Yeah.
Can we get lunch brought in?
I'll make it quick. How's my speed? Because my business partner, Kathy,
You're fine.
warned me that I talk a little fast when I get excited.
Actually, what I've learned in public speaking is the faster you talk, the more people will get what you're saying. Because if you pause too much, their minds start to wander.
Yeah.
So actually, it's good.
Okay, well, good.
Okay.
Hey, listen to that, Kathy.
Yeah.
I actually know what I'm doing. So
where are we, right?
So where are we? Yeah. So yes. So I called the Coles. They were able, and this is out of character for Kevin Rasler, the president over there, and Shireen Young, the number 2.
Yeah.
This is out of character for them. The next day they had an offer written up on terms that were matched what I had going.
Well, how much better than that, right?
And they let me develop my role. So basically, I took over Pete's job managing the most sought-after ground around Mount Spokane and Brickell Creek and Twin Lakes. I mean, it's like seriously the dream job.
Yes.
I wanted Pete's job because he's a good man and I respect him, and he's a mentor as well.
Wow.
And I got it, and then I got to develop this real estate component.
Okay.
They had a land agent, and they had acquired some acreage, but they wanted to build their tree farm.
Yeah.
And and I think they're over 121 or 22,000 now, which is awesome. And I added I don't know, a couple thousand when I was there. Got my foot in real estate. It was awesome. I did like 25 transactions, and I hung my license under another great man, Kevin Bowling, who was the brainchild or helped Forest Capital, that first TMO that I went to work for.
Right.
He was the guy that made all that happen and bought the Boise ground. He's a super smart guy, interesting guy, and a real good friend and mentor. And I'm, I just have been blessed. I mean, I purposely seek people out that I know that I can see are of high integrity.
Yep.
And
that makes a difference, doesn't it?
And are intelligent and are fair and want the best for people. And so I did that, and I was having a ton of fun. Like, I was working like a wild man. I was out of my house by 4 a.m. I was the first one at the office or first one up in the woods. But then I was sitting in a real estate law class down in Boise. TJ Inksman, he's a lawyer down in Boise, awesome guy. I've enjoyed talking to him. I need to seek him out here this weekend. But anyways, sat in that class, and I was like, man, I love real estate law.
Wow.
I love this. I was like, maybe did I miss my calling as a real estate attorney? I'm like, no, I'm 37 years old, at the time.
Right.
I'm 37 years old, and I don't need to go back to school.
Yeah.
So how about I'll just find a good lawyer, that I trust. And
yes.
But I made the decision at that point that I was going to go off on my own and start my own brokerage.
Okay.
I felt like I had enough experience. I tried to work something out, with the management at IEP to kind of have a balance, and it didn't work out. But no hurt feelings.
No.
Jim Coles is one of the greatest men I know. I think him and his family, Stacy and everybody.
Yes.
They're just great people.
They are good people.
They have good management. Kevin Rasler is a good manager over there. Paul Buckland is. They got some good foresters in their department. Awesome mill managers. And Jim is just, literally one of the best men I know.
Yeah.
And I really want to like sit there and have coffee with him once a week
just
or something.
Absorb stuff.
I do,
right?
because he's a great man, and has taken a lot of pride in being a good steward of that land and what it means to the community and stuff like that. So, anyways,
so
fast forward.
Where are you
United
now
Country.
with all of this?
So I call Kathy Edlin, my business partner. She was at Mulpus Timberlands at the time.
Okay.
She was a broker selling land. We did some deals when I was working at Inland.
Sure.
And I said, hey, I'm thinking about going off on my own. Do you want to do something? She had just retired or left Mulpus and was doing her own thing. She had her own little brokerage and consulting business. And she said, hey, a year ago I was looking into this company called United Country Real Estate. They do a lot of timberland and rural property farms and stuff like that. Check it out. So hopped online, got on a call with a franchise broker, basically. The next week I was down in Boise for a class, and I got a call from Dan Duffy, who's the CEO of of United Country Real Estate
Right.
and United Real Estate. Brilliant man, awesome family. The Duffys are just crazy, awesome people. He called me personally. He's like, I understand that you're thinking about, joining us.
Yes.
I'd like you to come down to Kansas City and go through a week-long training and see what you think. And we'll
Okay.
pay for it. And if you don't like it,
No big deal.
no big deal. Thanks for coming. So I had like a half hour. He told me about another guy, Scott Lindsay, down in Macomb, Mississippi, that had a really similar background, forestry, built a consulting company, and then is the #1 broker for United Country in the nation. Just crazy guy, and he's an awesome dude, and I'm looking forward to having more of a relationship with him. He came out this summer and elk hunted in Idaho, and we weren't very successful. It's a funny story, but anyways, I went down to Kansas City, spent a week. I was in, drank the Kool-Aid, bought the franchise. Me and Kathy opened the doors, and found a little office space up on Government Way, North Hayden, and just worked our tails off for 8 months, 9 months, 10 months. The phones weren't ringing.
Yeah. Yep.
I think
we've all been there.
Yeah. I was 6 months into it. I was sitting at my desk crying, going, I have kids. Yeah. I have a wife. I have a mortgage. What did I do? I gave up this great job with a great company, and I had a great opportunity. And I did, man. I cried, and but then I remembered that I had written down this business plan in this little brown leather book.
Yes,
that I usually carry it with me and proud. But true story, I wrote out my life plan, my business plan in this book that my dad gave me when I graduated from college, and he had all my relatives and friends and everybody that were there write a little note.
What a treasure.
So I've carried that around with me, and then I use it as my journal. If people read it, they'd think differently of me. My mind's a sick place, but it's like I've made commitments to myself and to my family, and how I want to live my life, and I have a purpose now that is bigger than me. Yeah. And that's to help people, and I have some really specific plans and really specific partnerships that I'm working on. The biggest one, and I'm just going to make a shout out, Bob Westrom, who is a vet over in Big Fork, Montana. Okay. He's the husband of my business partner Diane, who's awesome. She's down in New Mexico right now, rocking it. She has a brokerage down there, and we have 2 offices in Montana now. But Bob is involved with this this organization. It's called Mending Waters, and it takes veterans with PTSD out fly fishing in Montana. Yes. And I want to partner with these guys, and I want to take them to a whole different level. I want to get them in front of Sims, and United Country Real Estate just partnered with Realtree, the camo company, and we have a whole new line of hunting and fishing properties, so exclusive through the United Country Network.
Good for you.
And so I think there's some partnerships and some stuff. What I'm going to do is start taking down, with investors, taking down some pretty large properties, and building little houses for vets to come out and hunt and fish, and get some therapy if they need it. Do some meditation, yoga, whatever.
We owe them so much.
We do, and that's I posted an article on LinkedIn last week or something that said 2 million vets without health insurance, and I'm like, okay, that is that's criminal. I can't stand for this anymore. It is criminal. We got a bunch of congressmen and senators, and I don't want to get all political, but
I get it.
Getting, they serve two years and then they get lifelong benefits. Every single one of those guys should sponsor a vet and say, you get my paycheck and my frickin', I was about ready to drop an F-bomb, but
that's okay.
It's such a great word. Off camera. That's the thing you'll learn about me is I like to joke.
I'm very proud of how long you got through this.
I'm a practical joker. People know that about me. Sometimes I cross the line and it gets me in trouble. Melissa Clark, shout out to my business consultant down in New Mexico. She's had to call me and reel me back in. And I'm a very smart man. You know what the secret sauce is? Having smarter women around me.
Yes.
That look out for me and reel me back in. My wife, my mom, my mother-in-law, my stepmom.
And sometimes it works.
My grandma. Sometimes it works. Kathy Edlund, Diane, my new.
They probably have a club, don't they? They meet
do.
once a month.
Well, they will, and I'm probably gonna have to start paying for therapy for all of them.
Yes.
Or post-traumatic stress disorder. But Monique Foe is joining me on Monday. She's just an awesome, fiery redhead. We're going to be good friends. And then I've reached out to some amazing real estate agents. I'm going to build such a team in this area that
I have no doubt.
I think the competitors are going to start getting nervous.
Good.
That are in our sectors, in rural, waterfront, luxury, cabins, hunting properties. We're going to dominate.
We're going to
market.
watch you grow.
Yeah,
that's so fun.
I mean, we're in 5 locations right now.
Right.
And I'm setting the stage to continue I'm going to Boise to make some moves. McCall.
Right.
Twin Falls, maybe Salmon.
How can people get in touch with you?
Best way is on my cell,
Okay.
208-755-7835, or you can call my office phone.
Okay.
Talk to my assistant, Cara, who I missed my shout out for Cara. Cara is she's my assistant.
Don't ever miss out.
I think it's
your
admin
assistant.
day. I'm going to take really good care of you, Cara. Thank you. I think it's administrative professional.
She's going to play this over and over again, isn't she?
She is, but she got me organized. She got my mind organized. She got our business organized. She has been invaluable, and I'm going to take good care of her for the rest of her days because she has just been
It really makes
amazing.
a difference to have the right team. I mean, we're very fortunate. Back behind me, behind the wall here, is Vinny.
Yeah.
And without him, we would not get through this program. He would have his hand on the mic switch so he can shut you off if you say, no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's wonderful. We're blessed here. Obviously, it sounds like you're blessed to have the right people to be part of that
and
team.
then the partners, Zach Wood, him and I bought the Moscow location, and he's my number 2 guy. I trust him more than anybody else I've ever worked with, and so I'm excited about what we have in front of us. My buddy Brian Fretwell, Kibby Walton. Kibby's a artisan portraits. Josh Gerns, he's got Smoke Artisan Barbecue. He's a firefighter over in Coeur d'Alene, but he's an awesome barbecue guy.
Right.
I got this awesome team of Ron Borg and Nanette Pitts.
And they're all friends, too.
They're friends, and they have a little team called Team Idaho. They do most of our residential stuff. They're awesome. They're funny. Nanette's helped me out a lot. She's a horse girl, and they have the biggest heart.
Yeah.
This is the thing I'm most proud of, is the people that I have on my team care more about other people than they care about themselves, and that's what the only culture I accept, and how I'm going to focus my life. My number 1 is my family.
Yep.
My number 2 is my mental health and physical health. And number 3 is going with this veteran program.
I think that's terrific.
And frankly, I'm in a position now where I can do whatever I want.
Good for you. And that's a great direction to go.
I want to stay grounded, and I want the people around me. I've tried to mention Brian Fretwell. He's an author and coach down and out of the Boise area. I'm going to go meet with him, and my buddy Chad, who just retired from the Air Force. Or the Navy pilot.
Okay.
He's working for Southwest now. And my buddy Monty Hamilton, who's a farmer.
You just know everybody, don't you?
Yeah, good people at U of I, man. Vandals. It's awesome because all these guys were all in the same, intelligence level, and that's what's cool. We got some awesome friends that have been very successful, and we're going to do some amazing things together. And I'm so excited.
We're going to watch all the way through because this is going to be fun to watch.
It is, and I'd love to come back on, periodically and just give you updates and market
absolutely.
updates.
We'll have to devote an hour or two.
Yeah,
because
you
can talk.
The reality is, this market that we're in is not going to continue. There's going to be some hard times, I'm sure.
Of course. There are always the ups and downs.
And I'm thinking about that in every move I'm making, and I'm not going to be in a position. My business is going to grow more in the recession, just like our consulting business.
Yes.
Zach has ran that business since 2008, and has built it into 5.
Well, if you can work on it,
8 foresters that are amazing, that can do anything. We can handle any type of project, and we're going to take down our competitors.
Well, and you got to prepare for it, which you're obviously doing. And those that get surprised by it, although it's going to happen every decade or so, are the ones that then panic.
Yeah.
And they're way behind.
Here's our motto: work hard, play hard. I live by it.
Oh,
and I'm not going to change. If anything, we're gonna work harder and we're gonna play harder.
This is a guy you need to get to know because
please
he can
call
help
us.
you.
I'll get you set up with the right person if it's not me. I'm doing more timberland, rural stuff. Timberland Investments, 1031 exchanges, structured sales. Going to be meeting with SkySun Financial hopefully next week. They do structured sales. It's an awesome program for you maintaining wealth. Yeah, I'm excited about the future and what it means for my family and everybody that comes with me. Because if you're loyal to me now and you were loyal to me 3 years ago, I'm going to take care of you.
That's great.
Be honest with me,
Tom.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
It's nice to see
Thank
you
you,
again.
Yeah.
And thanks for watching today. We'll see you here next Tuesday at noon. Take care. Have a great week, everybody.
The Pulse of Spokane is produced in Spokane, Washington by SpokaneTalksMedia.com, which is solely responsible for its content. The Pulse of Spokane is brought to you in part by Homes for You and CW Crates and Pallets. Ask Kent a question, recommend a guest, or hear this program again on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or SpokaneTalksMedia.com.